So just when you thought it couldn't get much worse for Fani Willis, it just keeps getting absolutely worse. This brand new article just came out literally in the last 24 to 48 hours. Fulton County, you can see this right here. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis subjected her entire office, all her employees, to mandatory race training, forcing the entire office to rate black or white skin colors as either good or bad. And these training slides and video, courtesy of Breitbart News. Now, you guys know on this channel, I have been vehemently, adamantly opposed to DEI. If you don't know what DEI is, it is the most parasitic ideology. It is the worst infection. It makes COVID look like the common cold. It makes Ebola look like a mild flu. To me, DEI is the worst infection that has run rampant across our United States of America. And there's proof it's not just our country, it's pretty much a global pandemic. This is a global pandemic that the ramifications probably to this day will not really be accurately documented and won't be accurately felt for decades to come. It's already affecting everything we do. It's infected higher education. We saw with Claudine Gay and Harvard University. It's infected pretty much every major institution in our entire infrastructure, in our entire society and culture. I did an entire video on United Airlines, interviewing the CEO of United Airlines and the debacle, and they're hiring pilots that are unqualified just to fill a quota. The list goes on and on and on, to the highest office in the land, to everyday jobs, vocations, industries, etc. I think a lot of us have kind of come to discover, based on all the corruption, based on the lies, based on all the deceit, that Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, I've been covering this for a long time, have basically launched into the eye and the public eye of the American public, that Fani Willis is essentially a DEI hire. Well, not only is she a DEI hire, but she actually forces this on everybody in her audience, in her office. And check this out. When she got hired, we've got anonymous sources inside who their anonymity is protected based on the fact that they feel they might face retaliation and retribution. Check out this article. Let's go through this. This is absolutely groundbreaking, earth-shattering, but not surprising. To be honest, it's really not surprising. If you didn't participate in the quiz, you got fired. A source exclusively told Breitbart News about Willis's policy, where she forced the entire office to take quizzes on black and white skin colors and whether or not they thought they were good or bad. Who ever heard of anything like this? This is absolutely insane. Sources who shared the race training with Breitbart News wish to remain anonymous. Okay, I just said that. Sources describe the race training as directive straight from Willis, who injected racism into the office from the second she got hired. If you didn't know, Willis won election in 2022, is up for re-election this November. In 2021, she began probing President Donald Trump, which she's facing serious problems, okay? Dubbed an implicit bias test, a Harvard website generated the diversity, equity, inclusion. What a shock. Harvard University. I haven't seen the credibility of a major institution of probably one of the most popular, probably one of the greatest so-called universities of all time crumble so fast as I have of Harvard University, especially in the last 6 to 8 months. It's been astronomical, their decline. Willis had some guy be live for roughly 8 hours, a source said. He was a former member of Obama's White House. These diversity equity slides made some sources feel ashamed. This is important. Made some sources feel ashamed of being white employees. Oh, this just came to mind too. I forgot to mention this at the top of the video. Everything that's happening right now with Google's AI Gemini. I did an entire video on this. I'll link it in the end screen and in the show notes and description, or just check my YouTube channel or my Rumble. You cannot ask Google's AI Gemini any question that would, with historical accuracy, show Caucasian, white, Anglo-Saxon people. You can't find one instance. If you ask Gemini who the founding fathers are, you get people of color. If you ask Gemini, show me a picture of a pope, it shows you a picture of an Indian pope and a black pope. And I've never seen a black pope in the history of popes. You even ask directly Gemini. This is Google's new AI Gemini. The ramifications of this are immense. This video is very important. Make sure you share this with everybody you know. We need to stop these guys. You ask Google Gemini straight up and directly, show me a white person, and it does not do that. Literally, according to Google Gemini's AI, as of this recording, white people don't exist. It's an abomination. It's an atrocity. Some people say you go woke, you go broke. Google just recently lost $70 billion of evaluation due to this travesty of their AI. Made some sources feel ashamed of being white. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the training suggests that the United States was founded on the sins of white men and the slaughter of Native Americans. One source described, I thought it was so wrong. Willis pulled it off as diversity training, but it was more so an attack on the race relation thing, a source explained. One element of the training, this is really interesting right here. One element of the training described by a source was a slide test. I'm going to show you the slides in just a second, where users had to choose to move an image of a white person to a block that said bad in order to complete the program. I'm going to repeat that. I mean, it's even hard to repeat this because it's so abysmally wrong. Users had to choose an image of a white person to a block. They had to move the block that said bad in order to complete the program. It had a word on the left, and in its box, a word on the left, a word on the right, and an image. I needed to connect the image to one side, which determines your bias, until you said that the white guy was bad. And so it said white bad on one side, of black good on the other, and an image of a person came up. And if you did not drag it to the white bad category, the white man pops up in the middle. If you couldn't pass the test, they put an X in it and it wouldn't let you move on. Here's one slide right here. Actual slides right here. Part 1 of 7. Put a left finger over left green area. Okay. For items that belong to the category white people. Put a right finger over right green area for items that belong to the category of black people. Items appear one at a time. If you make a mistake, okay, a red X will appear. So here's a slide right here, and you can read the caption there. This is fascinating. If you make a mistake, a red X will appear. Touch the other side to continue. Let's move on. So bad or good on left side, white people or black people. And so you can see the red X appeared if you move the slide over to the right. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Here's another slide right here. Hate, bad or good, white people or black people. Is it bad or good? If you make a mistake, the red X will appear. And then you have this slide right here, implicit association text. Next, you will categorize items. I mean, this is bonkers, y'all. It's absolute bonkers. Next, you will categorize items into groups as fast as you can. These are the 4 groups and the items that belong to each. Male, female, science, astronomy, math, chemistry, physics, biology, okay. liberal arts, history, arts, humanities. There are 7 parts. The instructions change for each part. Pay attention. And then here comes some gender BS. Touchscreen test. To take a test with a keyboard and mouse, click here. Gender science. Arab Muslim. Gender career. This is created by Harvard University that Fani Willis used in her very own questionnaire to her office. Which statement best describes you? Listen to this garbage. I strongly prefer white people to black people? I moderately prefer white people to black people? I like white people and black people equally? I slightly prefer black people? I mean, this is absolute absurdity. This is a real questionnaire given by Fani Willis to her employees in her DA office. This is asinine. This is completely and utterly asinine. It is absolutely awful. This completely rebukes meritocracy. Oh my God, I'm scared to keep going. Which statement directly best describes you? I strongly prefer white people. I moderately prefer white people. Look at this. It's complete asinine. How warm or cold do you feel towards black people? What? So there's no mention of what type of person this is. There's no mention, are they a good person, bad person, their qualifications, their actions, their behaviors, their track record, their history, their experiences, nothing like that. It's simply based on skin color. This is 100% pure racist BS. It's discrimination. It needs to be tried in a court. I mean, I don't feel anything towards something or someone based on a trait they have absolutely zero control over. That's called discrimination. I could have been born purple, yellow, green. I could have been born in Swahili to Swahili parents. It's completely random. It was out of my control that I look the way I look, that my skin color is the way it is. It's completely out of my control. My gender is out of my control, everything. They also obtained a race training video that ranked the most racist judges. Wow, as described by a source. The video, which played during the race training sessions, mentioned Florida, not Georgia, and used statistics not based on Fulton County data. This is heavy. This is absolute. Here's the video transcript. I'll leave this entire article, by the way, in the description and show notes. You're set to appear before a judge, but you don't know who. Your best bet would be for the judge to be black and male. Black male judges sentenced black defendants 10% less in lockup than whites, according to 12 years of criminal data compiled by court clerks. But if that black male judge is Republican, the thinking shifts. This is actual video transcript. No group sentenced blacks to more time compared to whites than black Republican judges, 69% more time to be exact. Why? Because they enforce the law? Black female judges are the fairest. So again, it's based on gender. It's based on race. This is what DEI is all about. DEI. There's zero diversity. There's zero equity. And there's definitely no inclusion. DEI is just a euphemism for discrimination, reverse discrimination, or positive, quote unquote, discrimination. As somebody who resided in higher education for decades, I got this type of garbage every single day. There wasn't an email, wasn't a day that passed where I didn't get some kind of an email pounding it into my brain as a professor that I must be hyperbolically aware of diversity, equity, inclusion. And every professor now, and this is just one microcosm example. It's every institution. You have to walk on eggshells now. You cannot do your job. If you tell the truth, you get fired. It's literally as crazy. And that's why I call this the most parasitic idea of all time. So I want to know what you guys think of this. Don't forget that if you've made it this far, make sure that you sign up for our free newsletter. It's in the pinned comment and in the description and the show notes. Sign up for that because it's absolutely free. We don't share your email. We don't spam. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this? Is this surprising? I'm going to fight DEI till my last breath because I know it's wrong. It's morally wrong. It is humanitarily wrong. It is practically wrong. It is wrong in every sense of the word. It is pure, unadulterated, unequivocal discrimination, and it needs to stop. It needs to end. It needs to be thrown out, just like everything else. There's more to come because DEI is infecting everything. So we're going to be covering the Fani Willis trial really, really soon. Make sure you stick around for that. We're going to go live and follow that. We're going to do a lot of live streams. We're going to do a lot of engagement, a lot of cool stuff coming your way, giveaways, prizes, cool stuff. But most importantly, keeping you informed. I do a ton of qualitative and quantitative research. I do my due diligence, finding the stuff that I know mainstream media won't cover, legacy media won't cover, and we also do videos holding them accountable. So please make sure that you subscribe, make sure you follow. Check out these videos right here. They will take you deeper into what I'm talking about. If you missed the Claudine Gay debacle, I cover it immensely right here. Follow and subscribe down there. As always, may God bless you, your family. May God bless these United States of America. I'll see you soon.